Yeah, so in the previous session, we had seen like how to create our own app. So we had created this app, which was test app 1303, and post that we had seen like automatically a module is created with that particular test app name, and also we had seen how to create a module. So yeah, so this is the way we can create a module, and this appears here. And yesterday we had also seen this data collection piece. So what is this data collection? Here we can create our own data collection. It's like just like an Excel format. It's like in a tabular format. We can keep our data, and across our application, whenever we want to use this data, we can use that particular things which is stored in this data collection. So let's suppose in our application in future we are going to use a drop down. So that drop down may be having some 15 values or 20 values. So instead of hard coding those values inside that drop down, we can keep that values which we want to populate in the drop down here in this data collection, and post that we can fetch this data in our application to display that data in our drop down. So this is what the data collection is. So normally like we can like enter here the collection name, or if you want to upload any file also, it should be a CSV file that also you can upload that directly. That data would be populated here, and post that you can save this data collection. So we will see this in detail when there is actual need of this data collection, or when we will see that particular scenario. But just to give you an idea about what is this create data collection, this is the way where we can store our data. So let's jump back to the modules. So here we can see like there are two modules. So let's open one of the module to see what is there inside that and how the module interface looks like. So here if you open a module, this is what the look and feel of module is. So again, on the left hand side, you can see the hierarchy. Uh, from home, we came to the default workspace, and from default workspace, we had created an app, and now we are in the module, which is called as this. So what is module, right? So in our application, we will be required to create the pages, right? Maybe if we are creating an insurance application, then the page one would be something like we need to display the basic information like name, middle name, last name, address, and other details, like whatever we want to capture as a part of a form, or we want to build a dashboard. So you can imagine like any application pages that we want to build in Unqork that we need to do in module. Okay. So this is not the only one use of module. We can like use module to build our own APIs also. But as we are progressing, we will see those things also. But as of now, like if you want to create any page also in your application, then the way you can do it is using the modules. So here is what the interface looks like, and here we have this editing button. So what is this editing button and what is this preview and save? We'll just see in detail. So let's go to this editing. Okay, so when I'm like currently I am in the edit mode. Okay, you can see I can make the changes here. I can drag and drop this field here. This is a text field, so I can drag and drop this field, and here I can save. Right, so I am able to make changes, or I'm able to edit this particular module. So that is why this is in the editing mode. But let's suppose this module is like controlled or is been taken by some other user, right? So if other user is actively working on this module and I am like opening this module, then I can see here as a viewing, because I would be having a read-only mode. I can see what the work has been done or what are the components which are present inside this module, but I won't be able to edit those things. I mean, I won't be able to edit any changes on this module as I am only having a read-only mode of this module, because other person is actively working on this module, right? So this is what editing and viewing option is. So if you want to take the control, let's suppose if I am on the viewing, okay, I will just uh, make it to viewing mode, and then we'll show you how the module looks like, and then we'll take the control. So if the module is been like taken by some other person, so now this is not being taken by other person, it's just like I am viewing this module in the viewing mode. So that is why we are not able to see any email ID here. But if the module is opened by some other person, or it is like logged by some other person, so you will see that person's email ID here, like this module is logged by that particular person, his email ID will be appearing here. So you can like coordinate with that person. If you can take the control of this module, and post that you can take the control of this module by clicking on this edit button. So this is the drop down will be visible, and you can click on editing. So you will be the owner of this module, and this module will be locked to you. Okay, so this is how we can take the control of the module if it is like locked by some other person. And here, if you want to preview this module, so as I said, we are going to build the pages. Okay, we are going to build the UI component. So let's suppose this is a text component. I will explain you what is this text component and other components. But just to give you an insight, like what is this? So this is a text component. So here I am just adding a text field. Just want to show you this how it looks in the preview mode. So after adding, I will save this module, and if I click on this preview button, I can preview that particular module in the UI mode. Like once this module is something viewed or opened in the express view or in the UI mode, this is how the text field looks like. So this is like we can build our configuration or our pages, and here we can simultaneously check how the UI of this page looks like. So this is how we can do. And the way we did is like by clicking on the preview button. And here on this search text box, here you can see all the components, right? So I have used here text field component. So that is why only one field is visible here, but I am using some other components here also, right? So those all the components would be visible here. So if I want to search a particular component in this module, in this entire module, we can like search here. So it will automatically appear here, and we can click and it will highlight that particular component. So this is like a very small model, but in the real scenarios there would be a lot of components, right, which would be added into that. So it would be difficult to like scroll and search for our component which we are looking for. So here you can just write that component name or component property ID, and that would be highlighted here. So this is what we have here on the module. And on the right side you can see we have this vertical navigation, and here you can see all these components, right? So here all the frequently used components are listed out here. So we'll like go with this primary fields. So if you check, like these are all the primary fields, right? We have a text field, we have a text area, checkbox. So this all the things you must be familiar with, right? What is checkbox, text area? So these are self-explanatory. What is this? So these are the components which are available here. So we can drag and drop these components in the layout, and we can build upon that. So this is what we have. So we'll go through that one by one. But yeah, in this video we will just see what are those components and how many different components are available. So yeah, as a part of primary fields, we have this many components. In the secondary fields, we have this many components where we have a protected field, button, email ID, password, and a lot of things we have here. And in the display and layout also, we have a lot of components here which we will use in our application. So this is for data and event processing. So we'll see this one by one. And the last is like charts and graph. So using this all the components, right, which we are having, which are categorized already by Unqork, like primary, secondary, display, and so on. So we can use those components here and build our page, or we can say build our module. And here you can see the translate button which is available, right? So if I go to this translate button, I'll just click on this. So what is this translate, right? So this is like an inbuilt feature which is given by Unqork. So using this, we can make our pages that would be handled or will be like dynamically translated according to the region. So let's suppose if we are building a module, which is like this module which we saw. Okay, this is, we haven't built anything, but let's suppose this is a page we have built, and currently we are in our region where the local is English. So that is why we are able to see this in English language. But let's suppose we are in Spain and we want to render this page in the Spanish language. So this is a inbuilt feature that is being given by the Unqork, where we can enable the translation and all the labels. So let's suppose text field is like in the English language. So if we enable this translation in this Unqork module, I will just show you what happens basically. So if I go again here, so if you see, we have got this one row which is for text field, and there are like different ways, or there are a few other steps also to add the columns for Spanish language and all. So here we can maintain that entire table. So each and every column would be having the different translations. Like this text field is in English language. The second column would be for a Spanish language, where we can add the label for the text field, what is called in Spanish, and so on. So in whichever the region we are viewing your application, we can see that particular things which is getting translated. So we don't need to reinvent the wheel, or we don't need to generate our own logic to enable the translation. We already have this translation which is provided by Unqork. So we'll see in detail as we progress. But yeah, the intention of this video is to just give you an highlight about what are the different components and what is this module looks like. And if further we'll start deep diving into each and every piece. And then we have a transform here. So this is like transform. Here we can create our own JSON payload, or if you want to create your own XML structure, which is a quite big XML structure, or a quite bigger text template if you want to create, then for that case we will use a transform. So I will not go deep dive into this, but as of now you can think like this is the feature which is provided by Unqork, where we can create our own JSON payload, and here we can create our own template, we can say, and in that template we can pass our own data and we can build upon that. So this is how the three features of a module looks like. We have edit module, translate, and transform. So yeah, I think we will stop for this video, and in the next video we will deep dive into each and every fields which are present on this in this primary field category, and we will see how to use and how to configure that. Okay, then see you in the next video. Thank you.